In this tutorial, you will learn how to use and create grid maps in the Godot game engine. This tutorial will work whether you are using Godot 3 or Godot 4, so it's really up to you. We're going to get right into it. We're going to create a 3D scene, and under Node 3D, we're going to create a Mesh Instance 3D. Your scene should look something like this now, but the Mesh Instance 3D doesn't actually show anything, so we're going to go over here to the right where it says Mesh, and we're going to click Empty, and we're going to go down to New Box Mesh. We are going to click on the mesh right here. This little drop down menu will pop up, and we're going to go down to Material. We're going to click on that, and we're going to make a new shader material 3D. We're going to click on the new material we've just made, open up another drop down, and we're going to scroll down to Albedo. We're going to change the color to anything you like. I'm just going to change it to kind of a bluish color, but you don't have to do that. You can choose any color you like. Alternatively, we could apply a texture, and that's more for if you're going to make a full game. Right now we are purely trying to show how to create and use a grid map. Anyway, we're going to go back over here in the top left. We're going to highlight Mesh Instance 3D, and we're going to click on the top of the editor where it says Mesh. We're going to click that, and we're going to click Create Collision Shape. This is going to create a collision shape based off of this mesh. Call it whatever you want, or excuse me, leave these as default. And you'll see this will throw a warning message because a collision shape needs a static body 3D. So we're going to press Create, and we're going to type static body 3D, and we're going to open that, and we are going to make the collision shape a child of the static body 3D. Now we're going to go up here to Mesh Instance 3D, and we're going to rename this and just call it floor or ground or whatever you like, really. So I'm going to rename mine as floor. Now, we're going to highlight Node 3D, and we are going to create a new Mesh Instance 3D. And we're just going to go ahead and rename this one to Wall. I'm going to go ahead and move the floor out of the way here, and I'm going to highlight the wall we have just created. And just like last time, we're going to go up here to Mesh, click Empty, and we're going to make a box mesh. And again, just like last time, we are going to click on the mesh we've just created. We are going to hit Material, and we're going to create a new shader material 3D. We're going to change that to whatever you want, or in this instance, we can actually just leave it white, but if you'd like to, that is how you would change the color. We are then going to change the size of the mesh on the y-axis to about maybe 6 or 7. It just depends on how tall you'd like your walls to be, but I'm going to put mine at 7. Okay, and now we have two objects. One will represent our wall, and one will represent our floor. And we're going to do exactly like we did with the floor object. We're going to, with the wall highlighted, we're going to go up and hit Mesh. We are going to hit Create Collision Shape and Create. And just like last time, we will have to add a static body 3D to the wall mesh. Make sure your collision shape is a child of the static body 3D, and you should be good to go. So now we have created two meshes that we would like to add to a grid map. Now to go about doing that, we first need to go up here where it says Scene on the top left, click that, scroll down, and on Godot 4 this is going to say Export As, but on Godot 3 it's going to say something like, I think it's Save Scene As, or no wait, that's this one. It says something different on Godot, but it's the exact same menu in the exact same spot. You should be able to find it very easily. And we're going to export a mesh library based off the scene that we have now. And we're just going to call that whatever you'd like. I'm just going to call mine grid meshes, or misspelled grish meshes. And now you can see down here we have a mesh library consisting of the two meshes that we have just created. Now, in order to put a grid map in our scene, it's as simple as making a child of the node 3D, typing in grid map, and create. And now we can go up to perspective, hit top view, and move our grid meshes that we've created over here on the right where it says mesh library. And as you can see, the two simple models we've created and put in the mesh library are now available on our grid map. So if you left click anywhere on the grid, it will spawn an object. Now, something you're probably noticing is that the grid is too big for the object. To fix that, we can simply go to cell, and you're going to change the size to 1 instead of 2. And if you had another object, you can change the cell to any size you wish. It really doesn't matter. And if I highlight the wall object, we can create a wall. Okay, so I've just placed a few objects randomly around the level just to show you that our 3D objects are in fact loading into the editor, and you can use this method to create levels in Godot. So you have now successfully created meshes in Godot. You have added those meshes to a mesh library. You have added that mesh library to a grid map, and you have used that grid map to place objects within the game world. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you didn't, my bad. Like and sub for more.